Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I hope this reading finds you happy and healthy and enjoying your journey to becoming more and more yourself. All right. The overall energy of this reading is the Two of Wands in reverse. The story of the Two of Wands is this person rushed through, went on their journey, and then came back home, and they feel that they've experienced everything that they need to experience, that there's nothing left. But that's not true. They've got the whole world at their hands. It feels like there's been a strategy, a plan. Some desire, something you want, the world at your fingertips, but it's time to implement it. It's time to take action on those plans. Time to implement them. So it's a real go get 'em type of energy that I'm tuned into. Time to leave the house, time to explore, time to have the rubber meet the road type of energy. It's interesting. This time to go time to act on plans. It's interesting that there's this energy of abandonment, of financial worry, maybe. It feels like someone's feeling left out from whatever plan that you're going for. Feels like you're going on this journey by yourself and you might be leaving someone behind. Whatever this is that you're taking action on, it feels like there's someone that's kind of like an anchor, someone who is saying a lot. It feels like they're projecting onto you their hurt feelings, like feeling abandoned by you taking this action, going for what you want, leaving the house. It feels like this person has a lot to say. Forceful. Somehow you're responsible for how they feel. I'm also getting you don't want to fight. You don't want this fight. You're not interested in this fight. It feels like you're trying to get away from this energy, or it's not that your plan is trying to get away from this energy. It feels like you're following your excitement. And this situation is no longer your excitement. It's a challenge for you to cut this person out. It's a challenge for you to communicate truthfully with this person. I get that it's hard for you. It's a challenge to communicate truths, not because you're a deceptive person, but because this person, it feels like there's some unconscious agreements where you're responsible for how this person feels. And it's hard to communicate to this person anything about what you want, what your desires are, because boy, there's an immaturity with this energy that's really hard to communicate with. They're very forceful in their communication. They feel they need to get their way, and so their communication is isn't about creating connection and understanding. It's about getting their way. You have to see it their way. They don't want to. There's something about you leaving, you going after what you desire, that is sending a signal to this person that you don't desire them. You don't desire this connection. And I think they're right. You don't. There's a lack of desire, a lack of fight. It feels like you're over this. But there's the way they communicate. They want to control the situation and keep communicating until you do what they say. It's very manipulative and coercive. That's what I was looking for. Very coercive type of person in communication. And so they don't care. It doesn't look like this person can decenter their feelings and their experience. It feels like they center themselves, and they're mad that you're not centering them, that you're centering what you want. This person repeats cycles. They're very reckless. And it feels like what you're going towards is expansion, following your desires. And this person just repeats cycles and is threatened by your expansion, threatened by you going after what you desire. It looks like you know too much. You've reworked things. You're no longer drinking the Kool-Aid of this person. You're following your happiness. It feels like, to this person's view of the Sun card, is keeping you, guarding. It feels like you're kept. They own you. There's an ownership quality, like they own you. That you're not a whole ass human being with your own desires and wants and needs. This person just centers their own needs and wants. And I think you're realizing that they are not demonstrating, and chronically have shown over time, that they're self-centered. And to be in a relationship with this person, you have to center their experience, their feelings, them. There's no room for you in the relationship because it's all about this person. It looks like you're making some very outward movements, very bold. It feels like you're finding your own stability, or have found your own stability outside of this connection, outside of this person. You're showing up as being very capable, very grounded, abundant, capable of growing something. Maybe this is work, business. It feels a mix between, if this is work that you're expanding into, it feels like something you really love. It feels heart-centered. So there's an element of play, of fun, of growing something, of expansion. very grounded in this reality, but very, very you. And this person, again, it's very you. But what about them? There's just this person can't care. It feels like they can't care for others. They can't center anybody else's feelings or emotions, can't look at them. It's all about them. It's very selfish and self-serving, and I think you've had enough. You're making moves away from that energy towards your excitement. It feels like you've had enough. Ding ding. It feels like you're ringing a bell. I've had enough. You've hit that point, and it's time to take action on what I desire. It's time to leave the house. It's time to make moves. All right. In the hidden blessings, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. A lack of healing, a lack of self-care. Four of Swords is rest, relax, recover. Feels like you haven't been able to rest, relax, recover around this person. Feels like you're always on duty, 24/7. Yeah, by centering this person in your experience and not caring for yourself, it feels like it grounds your energy to a halt because you're attuning to someone else, not attuning to your own wants, needs, desires, soul fulfillment. And so it looks like you've been showing yourself that by attuning to centering someone else in your experience does not create the success that you want. It's not healing. It's just sacrificing yourself. And with the Two of Wands in reverse, again, it feels like you're ready to move out. It feels like the blessing is, it feels like you've had enough. It feels like you are perceiving your environment that nothing will change with this person. It's a repeat, same thing. And it just feels like you're leaving. This is the slowest moving knight of the deck, but the Knight of Pentacles definitely gets to his destination. So it feels like it might take you a while to find stability and security, to get your feet beneath you, but it feels like no time like the present is kind of what I'm feeling. I'm not trying to encourage any of you to take a leap of faith, or if you're not ready, if this isn't your reading. It feels like you'll be like, I'm way ahead of you. Yeah, I've had this. Or recognizing that at some point when you're ready, when you've had enough, only you can determine that. Only you can determine if that's it, I've had enough, and ring a bell and leave and make moves towards what you desire. All right. What you're leaving behind is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Feels like you're leaving behind responsibility for someone else's unhealed abandonment issues. Leaving behind instability, leaving behind, it feels like you've healed your abandonment wound, and you're leaving behind immaturity, someone who doesn't care, someone who lacks the ability to care, lacks empathy, someone who's immature. Excuse me. Feels like they're immature communication. You're leaving behind someone who has no creative spark, someone who's impotent, someone who brings no spark to the table, no interest, no creative energy, no spark. It feels like yeah, there's no fire here, there's no passion. It feels like the spark has left. You've left behind constantly waiting, waiting and waiting for something to change, for this person to change, for this person to evolve, to mature. And it feels like this person cannot, by their very how they're showing up and how they've been sharing who they are, they're it feels like you're leaving behind a broken contract. Like this person could never or never intended to keep up their side of the deal. Feels like they expected you to abide by some contract, some agreement, maybe marriage contract, but they never intended to. They wanted that contract to keep you stuck, if this is a marriage contract, but they wanted to be free and happy. So there's false, this person just wants what they want. There's yeah, they enter into agreements that they never intend to keep, is what I'm getting. And so you're leaving that behind. The hope of a false maybe it will turn into something. I think you know exactly what this person is capable of and not capable of, and that's why you're taking your energy and going elsewhere, or ready to. All right, so how to get the most of this energy is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. At some point, you got to acknowledge the lack of happiness, the lack of growth, the lack of potential, the lack of loyalty, and say, this is what it is. Accept it. And move on. I think you've been waiting for this person to change, to evolve, for the relationship to change. And it feels like you're hitting a point of, I'm done. It also feels like this person, being in this person's energy is like, it's hard to tune into your intuition. So this person doesn't have a lot of potential. It feels like you have a lot of potential, a lot of desires, things you can do, a lot of capabilities. It feels like you've been burdened by this relationship, carrying the burdens of this person, this relationship. It's just been so disappointing. So much grief, because it feels like you've spent so much of your time and energy. If this person wanted to change, they would have by now. They're just wanting the energy, your access to you. They want to own you. They don't want you to have your own life. They don't want you to, they want you to keep drinking the Kool-Aid and stay stuck in perpetual healing. And it looks like healing from these energies is how do you get the most of this. It feels like for some of you, going no contact, low or no contact. Once you leave the house, once you're free from this energy, no contact. Heal, love yourself. Stop pouring anything into this person and focus on you. Give all that back to you. All that energy that you are expending on this person, give it to yourself. Love yourself, heal, rest, recover from this. All right, so what's supporting you is the Eight of Swords in reverse. What's supporting you is you're no longer trapped. You're no longer in a mental trap, a mental prison. Feels like you kept trying to make something work and felt stuck in this connection, in this relationship, but you're not. It feels like you have reworked things. You've let go of limiting beliefs. You're no longer drinking the Kool-Aid. And so you're setting yourself free. Love it. All right. It looks like it's it's a challenge to find the finances, it feels like, to find the abundance after this. It feels like there's some financial worries. It also feels like it's challenging to invest in yourself because nobody has. And maybe that's why you've set precedent. I don't need anything. I don't have any needs. I don't have any wants. You've made yourself as easy as possible, but it looks like by adopting that strategy of making it as easy as possible to be in a relationship with you, that you've gotten walked all over, taken advantage of, not needing anyone to pour into you. It feels like you did that. You adopted that strategy because you didn't want to be abandoned. Now, I just heard, please abandon me. So I think you're ready for this energy to abandon you. It looks like once you start investing in yourself, pouring into yourself, loving yourself, then you start switching the energy. You start in more and more, as you do that chronically, investing in yourself, caring for yourself, healing yourself, that sets the new precedent, that you attract people who also want to invest in you, want to pour into you. There's also a codependency or some type of addiction to this person. So easy said than done. There's some attachments. Codependency, addiction, obsession. Some of you have been telepathically arguing, trying to convince this person to see you, arguing. Feels like all day for some of you in your free time, you're trying to convince, trying to get them to see you, trying to get them to value you, so there's a lot of psychic, telepathic. You're not really connecting with them. You're connecting with a projection they have they've projected a limitation, their limitations, their limited way they see you on the outside of your aura. And it's like you're constantly trying to get that projection to see you, to care about you, to convince them. Maybe let go of that way of being, clearing off the projections on the outside of your aura, disconnecting from that. It feels like that's draining you. Constantly trying to convince someone of your value, your worth. Instead of that activity, loving yourself, You don't have pour into yourself. All right. What to be mindful of is the Queen of Wands. So this is learning as you go. This card, this energy has been so helpful to me. It's not about being perfect and making perfect moves. What is that anyway? This is someone willing to take action. Two of Wands reverse. Time to go towards your desires, towards what inspires you, what you're curious about. This is someone who learns as she goes. She fails and learns and grows. This is someone who's comfortable with their shadow. In the original tarot, there's a black cat in the front. She's pushing her shadow up front. She's comfortable with all parts of who she is. She's not protected from fire as the King of Wands is. So it does feel like there's a bit of learning, and it's okay to fail, and it's okay to make mistakes. Learn as you go. Adopting this strategy feels like this would be very helpful. Not to be in your ego and caring about what anybody else perceives of what you're doing, but just following your desires, taking action on them, and learn as you go. Oh my goodness. Wow. Holy cow. In the outcome, what to be mindful of, we've got the Magician, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Wands. You're manifesting new energy. New as in you've never experienced this before. New inspiration, new things that you desire. And it feels like you're using that Ace of Swords, the truth, your truth. You're following your truth. That's all anybody could ever ask, just being honest. Just be yourself, following your desires, and it looks like you're very powerfully creating new energies coming in. It's a lot closer than you think. This new energy coming in. There's a timing element, and it feels like it's happening or already happened. There's something, it's so much closer than you think, this new energy. So with Ace of Wands, it's a spark. It's not fully formed. So it's something that you have to kindle, you have to blow on and nurture that spark to get it to a flame. Holy cow. Wow. Okay, so it looks like I'm reminding you that whatever you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on something negative that makes you feel icky, that you don't like, don't focus on that. Focus on what you want to grow, what you want to expand. I'm talking to somebody who's gone through awakenings, having an awakening. That makes so much sense. Why this old dynamic just doesn't work anymore. You're becoming more conscious, more aware. And it feels like you might have a calling, like from inside the house, your soul calling you to something it's more elevated, something that's for you, and you can't explain that to others. That's what this passion, this desire is. It feels like it's a call, it's calling you. And again, I'm getting, let it take the time that it's going to take. It's going to take some time to build this up to, but again, I'm also getting that it's going to go faster than you think. Just allow it to go. It looks like I'm tuned into like a journey. Enjoy the journey. It feels like you're on a path of leadership. You're leading yourself through this. It feels like you're taking the road less traveled, and it's making all the difference. You're really becoming empowered by leading yourself through this, by showing yourself how to manifest, go after what you desire, taking action. There's this leadership quality that's coming through. That's really amazing. And there's also partnership and love. It feels like going at it alone for a bit, learning from your journey. It feels like journeying by yourself, taking some time to find yourself, find your own energy, creates enlightenment for you. And there's definitely naysayers or people who have a lot of negative things to say about you. It feels in the past. It doesn't feels like just loving yourself. Boy, another Ace of Cups. Holy cow. This is amazing. Like, by taking this direction, by taking action on what you desire, getting out of a space and a relationship with something that's just toxic and not moving, it's just so much new energy coming in. And I get there's some kind of like haters gonna hate energy. And yeah, that lets you know that you're doing something right if you've got some haters. It doesn't feel like these people, it feels like the haters what is that? It just feels like they can't do what you're doing, or they're just blockers. They don't know how to do anything other than block. These are people who are cowards, afraid of taking the type of actions that you're taking. You're choosing to be happy. Boy, there's a back and forth here with these people. They want you to let your guard down. You're choosing to be happy. They feel abandoned by you. You're moving towards your desires and you're just not listening. You're out of this energy. You're no longer, it feels like these people might have been able to block you in the past just by their disappointment, or they would say something to discourage you and you would be discouraged. It doesn't feel like they have any effect on you. Either you're not communicating with them, or your vibration, your energy is just so focused on what you're wanting, where you are and where you want to go. And you're bringing in all this new energy. 3 cups that you're manifesting. The only cup that's missing is the Ace of Pentacles. So, all right, I'm going to continue this reading into an extended reading on Patreon. If this has been resonating and you want to follow and continue, I'm halfway through the reading. I'll be looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So if you do want to continue this reading, there's a link in the description box below. It says extended reading here. You follow that link, it takes you over to Patreon, right to the video. So you get part two, right two. If you haven't signed up, if you're wondering what Patreon is, it's a way for me to crowdsource and get paid for my readings. It's $5 a month for these extended readings. So, pretty good deal. And it helps support me so I can eat, live. So, I love and appreciate all of you who are supporting me and what I'm doing here. So, thank you. If this is where you go your separate way, have a great day. For the rest of you, I'll see you over on Patreon.